My name is Tony Litt. I'm the MD of Sunrise Radio, and it's my immense pleasure to bring you the official Sunrise Radio podcast. We are the #1 commercial Asian station in the United Kingdom, with many firsts to our name, and we continue to be the voice of British Asians who have given us their love and loyalty over 30 years. It's a legacy we cherish and a responsibility that we don't take lightly. Our aim has always been to entertain the listeners with the best of Bollywood and Bhangra, while also addressing their concerns. A real voice for the community, a vibrant community, and a great nation. We are proud to be British and Asian. This podcast is a compilation of some of the things we do on the station, with a stellar lineup of presenters who each have their own personality and style. It's entertaining, informative, engaging, and we hope you will enjoy it here as a podcast if you are unable to tune in to the radio. Don't forget to subscribe and tell your family and friends about this podcast, and do leave us a comment on what you think. We'd love to hear from you. All the best always. Team Sunrise.
The UK's biggest station mix. Sunrise Radio.
Hey, my name is Shabnam Sahi. Welcome to the official Sunrise Radio podcast. I'm on your radio weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 noon. If you've heard the show, you know what to expect from it. But here are some exciting, interesting Bollywood stories that you may have missed. This time round, served up as part of our official Sunrise Radio podcast. Enjoy. Now, this has to be one of the biggest and most exciting rumours of 2022. An officially unconfirmed piece of news which tells us that Karan Johar and Kajol are ready to put their minor rift behind them and reunite 12 years after they made their last film, My Name is Khan. Bollywood already buzzing with excitement. Now, it is a fact widely known that Kajol and Karan were once the best of friends, working together in blockbuster films that elevated both their careers to the next level. Itna to hum jante hain, right? Until 2016 mein, Karan Johar's Ae Dil Hai Mushkil went head-to-head at the box office with Kajol's hubby Ajay Devgan's film Shivai. Now, this is when this seemingly rock-solid friendship suffered deep cracks. It took a few years for both K and K to sweep aside their differences and make an effort to patch up, which they did. The biggest proof of their continuing love and respect for each other. This is the rumour that has gripped Bollywood right now, which suggests that Kajol will have a strong and dominant role to play in Saif Ali Khan's son, Ibrahim Ali Khan's grand debut, which Karan Johar is naturally masterminding. So it already feels like the coming together of one big happy family. Kajol worked with Saif in Dil Lagi, Hamesha, Tanhaji, and she's said to be very chuffed to be a part of Ibrahim's debut. Other key roles are being cast as we speak. And the role of the leading lady opposite Ibrahim Ali Khan will be an interesting one. Why? Because we need to see whether Dharma will, launch yet another new talent, or will they pick one of the younger heroines who would leap at the opportunity of becoming a part of the Dharma experience. Not long before details are revealed. For now, Karan and Kajol back together, which is great news, isn't it? As friends. Now, we've got some sad news, and there is something that I want all of us to reflect on as well. 77-year-old veteran actor Vikram Gokhale sadly died in Pune on the weekend due to multiple organ failure. He'd been in hospital for several days, undergoing treatment and in a very critical state. A thespian from the Marathi stage and cinema before he made his mark in Bollywood, Vikram Gokhale, his first Hindi film at the age of 26 was an Amitabh Bachchan starrer, Parvana, in 1971. In a career spanning over 40 years, Vikram left an impressive legacy in films like Agnipath, the original Agnipath, जो 1990 में release हुई थी, in Bhool Bhulaiya, in Nat Samrat, Hichki, Mission Mangal. His last Hindi film, believe it or not, was Nikamma from June this year, alongside Shilpa Shetty and Abhimanyu Dasani. But he was perhaps best known for playing Ash's traditional, principled, very stern father in Hum Dil De Chuke Sanam in 1999. In 2010, Vikram Gokhale received the National Award for Best Actor for his stellar performance in a Marathi film titled Anumati. An accomplished actor, a much-loved family man, mourned by his family, friends, his peers. May he rest in eternal peace. So many beautiful tributes have poured in from all corners of Bollywood. I would like to mention something here. The disgraceful, the distasteful, the heartbreaking, the disrespectful attitude of some sections of the Indian press who, in their eagerness to be the first to publish breaking news, they posted the news of Vikram Gokhale's passing 4-5 days ago, when it wasn't true at all. How distressing must that be for his loved ones, the immediate family? His poor wife, in that situation, she had to come out and give an official statement saying, no, he is on life support, he is critical. But the news of his passing is not true. How shockingly disrespectful. How can those who call themselves journalists throw all their journalistic ethics out of the window and publish news which hasn't been authenticated by reliable sources? और आजकल आपको पता ही है सोशल मीडिया का जमाना है जो एक बंदे ने कह दिया without verifying everybody retweets, right? And I feel that, these websites, it's clear for all to see who they are. I mean, these portals should be heavily punished. Because news of someone's passing should not be taken lightly at all. According our stars some dignity in death, that is something we owe them, right? The exact same thing happened when Dilip Sahab was in hospital, when Lataji was in hospital. I remember one listener, and I'm not going to take their name, they wrote me a huge obituary of Lataji 2 days before the news was actually confirmed, And if you're on YouTube, don't ever make the mistake of typing in Rishi Kapoor. Because the last video of Rishi Kapoor will really break your heart. It has clearly been taken furtively without anyone knowing, when even the family is not there. And it is the last thing that you would want to do to anyone, absolutely anyone. These are the moments when you feel, thank heavens we are not celebrities. And it is something which I think the Bollywood press really needs to reflect on. Now, actress Revati is clearly back to her first love, which is cinema, and she is back in a big way. She is an accomplished actress and a filmmaker, earning her stripes as a director with some great work. Now, clearly Revati shares a warm friendship with Salman Khan from the time they did a film together called Love, which was over 30 years ago. Remember, uska wo gana jo tha, Sathiya, Tune Kya Kiya, that was a big hit. Well, after all these years, Revati returns to Bollywood in a Salman Khan film. वो भी कोई छोटी-मोटी film नहीं. She joins the cast of Tiger 3. आपने सुना इसके बारे में? Now, this is going to be an action-packed thriller hoping to be the big Diwali dhamaka next year. Revati's character details have not been made public yet, but director Manish Sharma has Salman and Katrina reprising their roles. Ranveer Shure, Imran Hashmi and Vishal Jethwa are also part of the film. और हम ये भी जानते हैं कि the film will be crowned by a star cameo from Mr. S and R and K, Shah Rukh Khan. Now, if you remember, Salman Khan starred in Revati's directorial debut as well. This was 18 years ago in 2004. It was a film titled Phir Milenge, which starred Abhishek Bachchan, Shilpa Shetty with Salman Khan in a guest appearance. And it had a strong social message on the stigma surrounding AIDS. It was a very interesting film, I remember. Now, there's a related story, a story related to Adipurush and the VFX, which I found amazing and amusing. आपने सुना इसके बारे में? See, ये सच है कि social media और virtual world के ज़माने में it is very easy to spot talent and champion real talent because anything that looks exciting goes viral in no time, right? So this young talented YouTuber, ITX Kunwar, he took a scene from Adipurush, from the trailer, the scene where Prabhas is seen sitting cross-legged and meditating underwater. That scene. So this YouTuber, this kid, he took that scene, he shot himself on film, posing exactly like Prabhas, and he added his own expert VFX using high-tech editing software like Kiri and Blender. I only know because he told us which software he used. And the result is absolutely wow. It didn't take long for the video to go viral, and film fans absolutely gaped at how amazing the recreated clip looked. More beautiful than Adipurush's 500 crore effort is something many people also said. Now, I'm not comparing recreating one scene to someone actually making an entire film. What Om Raut brings to the table is so much more than the VFX, right? एक अच्छी फिल्म को बनाने में कई एलिमेंट्स का योगदान है. ये तो मैं और आप मानते हैं, not just special effects. And yet, what this incident proves is that the bar for the quality of filmmaking has been raised to international standards. And Indian film fans expect nothing less. Now, Navya Nanda's podcast, What the Hell, Navya, finally concluded on the weekend when she got her mum, Shweta Nanda, and her nani, Jaya Bachchan, to reflect on culture, upbringing, typical Asian habits, and how these unique traits are intrinsic to our personality. Navya confessed that when she was sent away to boarding school in England, we know that, right? She came here to study. She often found her English friends rowing with their mothers, getting into full-on arguments. And she says, that shocked me no end because I couldn't imagine speaking to my mum that way, ever. She says, yes, my mum and I, we are like friends. We are very close. I can tell her anything. But there is a line I would never dare cross with my mum, with my dad, or with my elders. And Jaya Bachchan immediately said, don't use the word dare, Navya. That's your conditioning. That's your upbringing. That's our culture. We are taught to respect our elders. Kitni khoobsurat baat kahi unhone, huh? Ki it's not about being right or wrong. It's not about being traditional or very, very liberal. It's two different cultures, both with their pluses and their minuses. And she's so right. Passing down the values that we grew up with. That is an important part of Asian culture, I feel. Kyunki Paisa, success, glitz, glamour, all of these things come and go in phases. These are not the things that ultimately define who we are. At least they shouldn't define who we are. It is our values that make us who we are. In fact, if we just take a moment right now and look around us, look at your friends, our most valued, most precious friend may not be the richest, the prettiest, the most educated or the most accomplished person. It's the person who's the kindest, the most sympathetic. These are the qualities jin par hum apni jaan chidakte hain. Sach kaha Jaya ji ne. I should really miss all the quirky madness of Navya Nanda's podcast, and I'm hoping that season 2 will come along very soon. This time round, with the Bachchan men. How amazing will that be? Now, I've got some great news for those who like vintage Bollywood. I know Jazz in Headingley is one of them. I'd like to think so am I. Selectively. I don't like anything that is old and black and white and grainy, but there are some films which are absolute masterpieces. Now, Amitabh Bachchan's 80th birthday this October led to a massive retrospective in India. We know about this, right? Screening some of his biggest, most iconic hits on the big screen again, and fans just couldn't get enough. Encouraged by the massive popularity of that event, the Film Heritage Foundation of India has now announced, guess what? A Dilip Kumar Film Festival. And this is to mark Dilip Sahab's 100th birth anniversary. Dilip Sahab passed away in July last year at the age of 98. And announcing this tribute titled Dilip Kumar, Hero of Heroes, Shivendra Singh revealed the films that one could enjoy. When? Are you asking when? On the 10th and the 11th of December in over 30 cinemas across 20 cities. Only in India. Sadly, only in India. Now, the list includes Aan from 1952, Devdas from 1955, Ram Aur Shyam from 1967, and Shakti from 1982, besides many, many other films. I wonder if Bimal Roy's masterpiece Madhumati is on the list. Because if it is, that is a film I would watch, if I could. It is scary, it is about reincarnation, but I know the story back to front, inside out. So much so that I will know exactly when to close my eyes. Now, the new star kid on the block comes with a phenomenal legacy. Sadly, it was a legacy which was brutally cut short when Irfan Khan passed away. But his son Babil seems like a chip off the old block. Aapne noticed kiya? In every respect, he looks like his dad. Now, Babil makes his debut this week in a Netflix film opposite Tripti Dimri, and the film is titled Kala. And he's painfully aware of the comparisons that are already being drawn. There's no escaping that. He knows it. It is how he approaches his profession and what his expectations are from Bollywood that will shape Babil Khan's journey, naturally, right? Now, Kala, spelled Qala, is directed by Anvita Datta. It also stars Tripti Dimri's Swastika Mukherjee. It is set in the 1940s of India, and the film features Babil as an up-and-coming singer in the Bollywood of pre-partition times. And talking about the entire journey, Babil Khan कहते हैं कि I'm always comparing myself to my legacy. भार है मेरे कंधों पे उस चीज का. I'm a person who wants to give the best when I'm doing something. We shot this film 2 years ago. I have grown a lot since then as an actor. So I always look back and wonder कि हाय काश मैं इसको ऐसे कर सकता, or could I have done it better? But then I tell myself that whatever art you make, that has its own destiny, has its own journey. You cannot bring your own ego into it. उसके बाद वो कहते हैं कि Baba's entire work was always about connecting with the people. He didn't care about awards. He didn't care about who's producing the film, who's directing it. He just knew that he had to play the character with complete sincerity in a way that it draws the people into the story. I think that has been passed down to me as well. And wrapping up the conversation on his dad and mum, Mum Sutapa Sikdar's biggest gift to him. He says it is undoubtedly, you know what? His value system. Babil कहते हैं कि I don't think my mother will ever pick up the phone and ask for a favor. You know, I have to go and give auditions वरना ऐसी मार पड़ेगी मुझे घर पे ना. That's what he's saying. There's no possibility of breaking that because that is our sanskar. Those are the values. You know, there's absolutely no possibility of that ever changing. आज भी मैं auditions में जाता हूँ, 1000 बार मुझे reject किया जाता है. And yeah, when I tell my mom, naturally she's, you know, disappointed. But then again, she says, listen, tomorrow is another day. Tomorrow you have another audition. I can never see a morning when she actually says, I'll pick up the phone and I'll say, beta, please don't worry. I'll put a word in. हमारे बेटे के लिए ये करवा दो ना, please. What a beautiful attitude for Shrutapa Sikdar and her son, Babil Khan to have. और वैसे भी कहते हैं ना कि जो सक्सेस हम अपने पांव पर खुद खड़े होकर हासिल करते हैं ना, उसका स्वाद ही कुछ और है, नहीं? Filmmaker Milab Zaveri has a very honest take on how the cookie crumbles at the Bollywood box office, even box office. You know, when a film doesn't do well at the box office, virtually no one wishes to take responsibility. हालांकि hit होने पर credit लेने सब पहुंच जाते हैं, right? अरे मेरी वजह से the film is a hit, right? But a flop often ends up discrediting the director first and foremost. He shoulders the blame when everybody else virtually goes scot-free. Now, if the director also happens to be the person who's done the story, the screenplay, the dialogues, his or her responsibility quadruples. But there is a silver lining to the cloud. ऐसा मिलाप ज़वेरी का मानना है. Now, on the first anniversary of his film Satyamev Jayate 2, which flopped very badly at the box office, the filmmaker wrote a long Instagram post on his experience. He says, naturally, जब आपकी film flop होती है, you're heartbroken. The project is like your child, something that you've nurtured. In the initial period, you feel very low and sad. I came to know who my real friends were. That's what the failure of Satyamev Jayate 2 taught me. When you succeed, everybody is your friend. It's all very rosy. Everybody wants to work with you. But when you fail, that is when you realize the people who are close to you and the people who you matter to. He says, you know, it is a huge wake-up call in Bollywood. And uske baad he says that, you know, I do believe that I am the captain of the ship, especially when it comes to Satyamev Jayate 2. You know, I did the screenplay, I did the story, I did the dialogues. So at the end of the day, because I was the director as well, the technicians, everybody else was executing my vision. How can I not take responsibility for the box office debacle? Of course, I totally do. But what he's also saying is that if you're willing to take a risk, be prepared to take the responsibility for the outcome as well. कितनी पते की बात कही उन्होंने, नहीं?
You can catch Shabnam Sahi, the ultimate storyteller, weekdays 9 a.m. till 12 noon.
The UK's biggest Asian mix. Sunrise Radio.
Hi, this is Anushka Arora. As always, lovely to have your company for the Sunrise Radio podcast. And this week, I have another special guest on the show. My guest today, or should I say my very, very special guest today, is in fact the man of the moment. He really doesn't need any introduction. SS Rajamouli, welcome to Sunrise Radio. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you, Anushka.
Good. It's so nice to have you here. I mean, tell me everything, how you're feeling after the humongous, absolutely tremendous, earth-shattering success of your recent films, and of course one of the most talked about, RRR.
Well, picture yourself in my shoes. I'm a filmmaker who comes from India, and India has many film industries, and I belong to one of the film industries in India. And the films traveling from one state to other state itself is a big thing.
Absolutely.
Usually doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And now my films have not only crossed the borders of my states into other states and become a pan-Indian film, but traveled hundreds, thousands of miles across to US and became successful there, and traveled thousands of miles to East and became successful in Japan.
Yeah.
And successful in many other countries on Netflix. Like, how do you explain my feelings?
You're the best person to tell us that. Honestly, like, from where I am sitting or where we are sitting, it is so nice, and I feel like it's such a proud moment for us to see that you have taken, or this film has been taken across the globe. I mean, it has done absolutely phenomenally amazing. So I think congratulations to you, to the entire team. for making such a historic film that will, go down in the books of generations to come. And,
Thank you.
we can say to our future generations, you must watch this film.
Yes,
So I think
Thank you so much.
it's amazing. But tell me, how was Japan?
Fantastic. Japanese people are amazing.
Yeah.
You have to believe, you have to see to
Yeah.
believe it. The way they show their love, their respect is on a completely different level. The hundreds and hundreds of fan art that comes along with their appreciation, it's worth treasuring. See, usually IMAX gives screenings for 2 weeks for any films.
Right,
There's a big demand for IMAX screens. So they gave us for 2 weeks and stopped. But there was so much of public demand in Japan that they had to bring back again this week.
That is amazing.
The IMAX screens. So it's been great. Just love the people there. Love the food there, love the culture there, love the neatness there, love the atmosphere there. I love everything about Japan.
And now we're here in London, we're submitting, or you guys are submitting RRR for a BAFTA nomination. Tell me about that and how special you think this moment is for the entire film unit.
I should be very truthful because when we made RRR, we made essentially for Indians in India and across the globe.
Right.
And we knew we would do a little bit well in Japan because of the previous success of Baahubali.
Yeah.
But I never anticipated the success of RRR in the Western world for the Westerners. I should be truthful. We never expected that.
Yeah.
And even now, I don't know why they like it. Why exactly do they like it? I'm trying to figure out. I'm in the process of trying to figure it out. But my team is like absolutely elated that we could find this kind of success, this kind of love and appreciation from the Western audience. We are absolutely elated, and this itself is new for me. And entering into the competition for the Academy or the BAFTA is not something in my radar at all. I should say.
When you were making RRR, did you make it with the thought that this could possibly be award worthy for nominations across the globe?
Never. Never. Not just RRR. I never made any of my films thinking of critical acclaim. For me, it is always that the audiences are coming and paying me some money, giving me their time to expecting something, expecting some kind of payback, entertainment. And I'm very, very focused on giving that. It is very goal-driven, that goal-driven my films are. So all this competition for Academy or BAFTA came from the fans in the West. They started tagging, they started pushing us forward. You have to compete, you have to do that.
Yeah, because it was trending on Twitter that, RRR for Oscars.
Yes.
It was trending.
Yes.
I remember it very clearly. And I must tell you, I've seen the film, and I'm going to be very honest with you. Films like Baahubali or RRR is probably not something that I would watch, but I watched it. I watched RRR, and I'm not saying this just because you are here. It was so good.
Yes.
It was really, really good. Like, when you watch a movie, like the first 5-10 minutes are probably the most crucial moments that for somebody to stay, watching the movie.
Especially when it is 3 hours long.
Absolutely. Again, absolutely. Because I think nowadays the concentration span of everybody with social media, with Netflix, with Amazon, it's less.
Yes.
You have everything at your fingertips. So you're free and easy to change channels. You're free and easy to scroll for 5 minutes and switch off.
Yeah.
But RRR really kept me.
Yeah.
It really kept me, and I was genuinely blown away by that film, honestly. And I think I did a little campaign. I was telling my whole family, I said, you have to watch it. I said, make sure you watch it. It's really good. So honestly, do you have a fear that your films won't work sometimes?
I mean, I think every filmmaker will have that fear as they come closer to the release of the film.
Yeah.
When I'm writing the film, when I'm making the film, I don't have that fear. My only fear is like whether I'm getting my idea across to the audience in the way I'm imagining in my head. So we are so caught up in that process, we don't even think about what is the financial success or failure of the movie.
Yeah.
Once our job is done, once we send everything to printing and distribution, when we don't have any work to do, and that's when everything comes. What if? What if? Even at that time, it is a quite a mixture of emotions. On one hand, you'll have the confidence like, okay, no, we got everything right. We have these fantastic scenes. We have this fantastic song. Audience are going to love it. The confidence will come like a flow, and slowly the fear will start. Maybe what if they don't?
What if? Yeah.
It is like that. Ebbs and flows, right? I'm assuming every filmmaker goes through it.
No,
I definitely go through it.
No, of course. I think it's there. It's part of the emotions, and I guess it's part of the process of making a movie. Let's talk about the star cast. Fantastic star cast. Ram Charan, Junior NTR. You know, then you put Ajay Devgan and Alia Bhatt into the mix as well. How do you kind of home in on these specific actors? I mean, why was it this specific star cast for you?
For me, see, a film itself is a combination of art and commerce, right? And depending on the kind of story that I am developing, it needs. We understand with experience. I understand it needs that kind of budget, and to achieve that kind of budget, you need certain kinds of actors or stars to come in. So I always look at in a combination of who's going to look best for that, and who's going to work, who's going to pull the audience to the theaters. But I always make sure that it is the art leading from the front, not the commerce. I should have an actor who suits my character, or who can perform to the best of his ability to suit the requirement of the characters. But at the same time, if they also happen to be stars who the audiences love and come to the theater, that's an additional good thing, additional bonus. That's how I go about the casting
and
process.
The title. I mean, how did that? Did you home in on that and finalize RRR? Please tell me this.
That's a big funny story, unimaginably funny story, because when we decided we are making a film together, Tarak, Charan and me, we didn't have a title at that point of time, but we needed to have something for people to refer to. Right. So someone suggested, let's put it like hashtag RRR, Ram Charan, Ramarao, Rajamouli.
Okay.
So it's just to refer to the project.
Yeah.
And we just put, when we announced that we are working together with the hashtag RRR and the fans and everyone thought that was the title. And they started referring it to as RRR.
And that was it then.
And then we realized that, hey guys, come on, that's not the title. But we still have to figure out what the title is. But the fans said, no, we are
sticking to this.
We liked it. We are. It's already in conversation. And there is no going back now. It's popular, and we asked the distributors. Distributors thought it was a great title to have one title in all languages.
Absolutely.
Is a great idea. So they loved it, and then we ran a competition in not a competition. just a fun competition in all the languages to expand RRR.
Yeah, wow, that's brilliant. A working title becomes, and you listen to the audience.
Yeah, sometimes we have to.
The audience talks and you listen. Now, you've worked with Ram Charan before as well. You've worked with Junior NTR too. As actors and as people, how have they changed or, developed over the years as you've seen them?
They matured a lot. They are married now, and they matured. Each person is completely different. Tarak is a action powerhouse. I think he's a born actor. From the moment I tell him a scene or story, it gets embedded in his memory. He has terrific grasping power, memory power.
Wow.
And we have such a kind of wavelength that as I tell him what he's supposed to do, I know what he's going to do.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And he knows how I'm going to capture it. And he knows what I expect out of him. So there is no surprise for me.
Yeah.
The moment he gave the camera, I know he does it exactly that way. He does it exactly that way, and that is what is needed. We have that kind of rapport. Charan is a completely different. When I did Magadheera with him, it was still his second film. He had that raw energy about him, but he was still a bit raw. But over the period of years, he has improved by
so much.
Leaps and bounds, and he has given me something that was completely unexpected. He somehow developed a kind of talent that he comes to the set with a completely blank page. He comes as a completely blank page. He knows the story, he knows the character, but he keeps, I think it's a kind of meditation. I don't know whether he knows that or not, but he comes like, I am clean, I don't have any presumptions or how I need to go about it. You are the director, you tell me what to do and I will deliver it. And he surprised me a lot.
Wow.
He surprised me a lot. In many of the scenes, I never expected him to perform the way he did.
Wow.
So that's
great really nice.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you guys just kind of know each other, and when you're like, between, I think, action and, take one and take two, I feel like you guys just know and you have this like flow between all of you.
I mean, personally, our relationship is outside the professional thing. We are close, we are friends, we are families are close, all that. But once it comes onto the set, it is like a director and an actor. And that relation is completely different. And each one understanding the other and performing to the requirements of the scene. We had a great flow, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, it really comes through in the film itself. You can really see that the chemistry between a director and an actor is also very important on screen.
Most important.
Most important, right? Exactly. And I think recently Priyanka Chopra said actors don't do anything. It's the people around the actors, that really give a lot, and the actors are, like you said, a blank canvas. They come on set and they, you just kind of tell them what to do, and they do it. No, I think also in one of your interviews you said that the Ram Charan's intro sequence in RRR is probably one of the best things that you've ever done. I mean, how did you get it to, I want to say, perfection? How did you get it to that? Because as a director, when you're on set, there's so much going on around you. You're seeing the take however many times, and it's through your eyes that you think, okay, yes, we've got the shot now. But that intro sequence is quite something. So how did you get it to what it was?
I think for that I should give at least 80% of the credit or 90% of the credit to my action choreographer, Solomon. The interesting story is, like, I had this idea about one person who is in that thronging crowd, but still relentlessly going towards his goal.
Yeah.
That is essentially what Ram was for me in the movie. He has so many hurdles, but he is single-mindedly goes towards his goal.
Yeah.
So I wanted to convey that in an action sequence. That's why it was designed. But I knew it is difficult to do it. So I entrusted the job to Salman. He worked for a week and he showed me stuff which was bad. He said, I'll work on it, but I didn't have confidence on him that he would work.
Wow.
So I went for the best of the choreographers in Hollywood and asked them to explain them and do it.
Yeah.
They took a couple of weeks and they sent me stuff.
Right.
We call this stunt visualization. The actors are not involved.
Okay.
Just the stunt actors perform everything and send us.
Right. Okay, so you can see it visually to see how it will look.
And it was bad. The top level choreographers of Hollywood,
no.
I was very disappointed, and I thought, not disappointed, I felt low that maybe I conceived a sequence which is impossible.
Yeah.
And I was on the verge of conceiving a completely different sequence.
Right.
And all this took about 1.5 2 months time.
Oh my God.
All this while Salman was continuously trying and trying and trying.
God.
He was contacting the production people to lend him 50-60 people extras where he can because he needed people to do that, to compose that sequence.
Yeah.
And he did it, and he was Karth, my son, who's the line producer, was saying Salman has composed his second version. I said, I don't think he could do it. Just leave it. But Salman was like, just ask him to see it at least. We have done it. Okay, I said, I put it on and I was watching uninterestingly. And it was amazing.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Oh my God.
I thought, my God, this is what I needed. And I immediately called him and hugged him and said, this is what I need. You go ahead. And from that point, he practiced for another 6 weeks, I guess.
Wow.
6 weeks. And all the crowd, the crazy crowd that you see on screen, everyone is choreographed. Everyone were doing steps that they were
told to do,
so that no one gets hurt, but it looks like a very bloody fight.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is, I mean, the amount of detail that goes into it. And you know, the time frame you've said back and forth, and you know, how long has this film, how long did it take to make? Because we had the pandemic in between.
We had pandemic in between, but we shot for 320 days.
Wow. Oh my God. That's a long time.
It's
I mean,
a long
you know,
time.
like you said, some frustrations, you didn't want to do the fight sequence, it wasn't working out. I mean, how do you overcome those frustrations? You know, like you said, you wanted to take the sequence out altogether. I mean, would RRR be RRR without that fight sequence, I'm thinking?
It wouldn't be, right?
Exactly.
It wouldn't be.
You know, how do you... These are difficult. It's difficult. It's not easy. I mean, you know, for us, it's easy to judge. We can judge within 30 seconds of watching a film, but the amount of hard work that goes into it is, you know, like you said, each person has been choreographed. Yeah. In just that one scene. We're not even talking about the entire film yet. We're talking about that one particular scene. I mean, does it get challenging at times?
It gets challenging, but that is what we love to do.
Yeah.
That is what we want. A challenge. A completely easy scene is no fun.
Yeah.
You know, we need to have challenges. We need to overcome the challenges. Figure out ways to do it. Figure out the solutions for that hard problems is the fun part. Is the fun part. And when you don't know whether you can make it or not is what makes this the final answer so great. You know, it gets frustrating, but I don't think that will stop.
It's not going to stop. Stop. It's part. That's also part of the process as well.
Absolutely.
Now, you've also said that you don't read reviews. How did it work for this film? Did you end up reading the reviews? Like, you know, when they first came out, like when the film initially released, and you've read like the first few reviews, and did you kind of think, okay, this is going in the right direction, or did you just not even bother?
I don't read much of the reviews. See, over the period of years, see, the reason, like we were discussing before, the reason I'm making films is for the audience, not for the critical acclaim.
Right, yeah.
So I am in the initial few weeks or few days, I'm so concerned about like how the audience are going to take it, how they are receiving the film. Are they giving the reactions that I wanted them to give? Are we getting the cash boxes ringing because there's so much of amount spent. The producer need to recover.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm so caught up in the process of whether I succeeded in giving the audience what they want that I pay very little attention to the critical acclaim. And by the time that everyone is happy, the distributors are happy, the producers are happy, we are happy, everything is happy, that we are settled down. Settled down, and by the time I will have a team who will say who will let me know, like, here is a great review, here is a bad review. They selectively give it to me. But basically what we do is, like, there are some people who love us whatever we do. There are some people who hate us whatever
you do.
So I avoid both. And I take people who wanted to like the film and didn't like it, and people who wanted to love the film and they loved some parts of it or didn't like some parts of it. So those are the things I tend to read, and that will help me for the next film. That's not going to do anything for this film.
Have you sat down and taken in the success of RRR? Have you had time to soak it all in, or has it just been go, go, go and just been crazy ever since it's been released?
Yeah, it's been going crazy because we released in March, and by April and 6 weeks or 6 weeks, the initial run was over. We were quite happy and relaxed. Then started the movement on the social media from the Western fans who wanted to see it again, and so we had a re-release of the film in June, and then the Netflix happened, and it was on the Netflix top 10 for 15 consecutive weeks, which never happened for any other film in the world. And like it's been crazy. Then the people started the RR for Oscars and BAFTA. And, no, I haven't really had it.
We're in December, almost in December now. So this entire year has been very busy for you.
Yes, it has
and fans are now also demanding, the audience is demanding a sequel to this as well. So is a sequel happening?
We're in the process of writing. I mean, any successful film will obviously have a discussion whether this story can be continued. So initial weeks we had that kind of discussion. There were a couple of ideas which we thought were good, but not great. So we left it at that. Then again, recently, a few weeks back, when me, my father, and my cousin, we are a family business. So we are at the core story writing team. As we were discussing, I was posing some critical questions, and my cousin suddenly came up with an absolutely great idea, and we thought, wow, this is great. This is great. And I immediately asked my father to expand on the idea. So he's definitely on the writing of it. But for a film to come together, there are so many other things that has to come together. But definitely, as of now, we are on the writing path for RRR.
Would you consider keeping the same star cast as well?
Obviously, RRR is about...
It is, I also... You know, with sequels, sometimes when, like, the directors, producers, they change the actors And then it's not the same because obviously you're going to compare it to the first one, aren't you? So I always also have this thing that for sequels, the star cast has to be the same, and only then you will enjoy it.
I mean, it depends on each story.
No, of course.
But like you said, for RRR, it can't be seen without Tarak and
it
Sharon.
has to be, absolutely. Oh my God, I'm so pleased. And aside from the madness of RRR happening, is there anything else that you are working on at the moment?
My next film has already been announced. I am working with Mahesh Babu. He's a star, again, a huge star, in Telugu. And I wanted to do an adventure film for a long time, like on the Indiana Jones kind of module. I love that series, and I wanted to do that for a long time. I thought, this is the right time to do it.
To do it now,
Mahesh looks so good as an adventurer. So we are planning a globe-trotting adventure.
Super. Well, thank you so much. It has been an absolute honor to be honestly speaking to you, the man of the moment. I really have no words to tell you what an amazing library of movies you have, and the success of RRR, and I wish you even more further success for the sequel, for all the rest of your movies to come in the future, and to keep giving us such wonderful movies that we can watch and talk about all the time, because this is what we are doing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, and here's for RRR winning the Oscars, winning the BAFTAs, and just going, across to the universe and beyond.
Thank you.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you.
So much.
Thank you.
Listen to our Bollywood queen, Anushka Arora, from 12 noon to 4 p.m. weekdays on Sunrise.
The UK's biggest station mix. Sunrise Radio.
Right, it is time for the couples challenge, and we are getting ready to introduce our couple.
It's time for the couples game. How well do you know your partner?
Right, let's get them on the phone. Is it Rochika and Jandan from Jumpsuit, right?
Yes, it is.
Hello, guys. How are you?
Not bad.
Oh,
really excited.
Yeah, I'm very excited to have you on as well. Very excited indeed. So, listen, first off, tell us a little bit about yourselves. Like, how long have you both been together, been married, etc., and how did you guys meet?
Okay, so today is our marriage anniversary.
Oh wow! Congratulations! How long has it been?
It's 21st anniversary now.
How long? 21.
Yes.
21 years. Wow, that's incredible. Congratulations to you. So, in that case, share us a secret. What has kept your relationship healthy and strong? Silence. What about Jandan? Has he got any words of wisdom he wants to share with all the men out there? Can you hear me, guys? I'm struggling to hear you a little bit. So. I'm struggling to hear you a little bit. So try and speak as clearly as you can. Is it? I don't know what it is. I think it's the signal, but I'm struggling to hear you a little bit. Is there any chance you can go somewhere with a bit of better signal? It's just cutting out, and I can't hear what you're saying.
Yes. So.
It's a little bit better. It's kind of like just choppy. I can barely make out what you're saying. Try again. Let's try again. So tell me again. Say something now.
Yes. The trust and the caring.
The trust and the care. Oh, fair enough. I like that. That's a very good answer. I love it. Especially trust. So important in a relationship, isn't it?
Exactly. Without the trust, I don't think you can even last for 1 year.
Oh, absolutely. No, definitely. And by the way, I can hear you much more clearly now, so that is absolutely perfect. So, right. Okay, so this is how it works. The couples challenge is that one of you are going to stay with me on the phone while the other one leaves the room. And then the partner that stays with me, I'm going to ask them 5 questions, 5 random questions about yourself. Then once you've answered those questions, your partner comes back and I ask them the same 5 questions and they have to try and tell me what they think their partner answered. Does that make sense? Okay. So the question is, who's going to be the brave one and leave the room?
Chandan will be leaving. Because I'm holding the phone, so I'll be answering first.
Okay, cool. All right. We can always do a return next week as well to see the other way round how it goes. All right.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
So you tell me when Chandan has left the room and he definitely cannot hear you.
Okay. So he's leaving?
Perfect.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, he can't hear us.
Excellent, excellent. That's what we like to hear. Right, now we can hear you clearly, perfectly, crystal clear. We can now do the couples challenge. Okay, so Ruchika, not Ruchika,
Yeah.
beg your pardon. Is it Rochika?
Rochika,
Rochika,
yes.
I beg your pardon. Right, okay, cool. So, first question for you. Can you tell me your favourite choice of like naughty food or snack? You know when you just have one of those moods and you have a craving for something? What do you normally have? Is it crisps? Is it chocolate? Is it jalebi? What is it?
I'll go for ice cream.
Ice cream, good one. Even in the winter?
Oh, yes. Oh, I love ice cream. I eat ice cream more in winters as compared to summers.
Wow, interesting. Okay, cool. Number two. I would like you to tell me a bad habit that you have that Chandan absolutely hates.
Okay. I talk a lot without even thinking. He's always like correcting me.
Sounds so much like my wife. So,
Yeah, so I'll just say it, and he's always kind of correcting my Hindi and my English.
Okay, cool. So correcting you as well, but he says
Yes.
you speak incorrectly. Is that right then? Yeah.
Yes. Means I always say it, and then I'll say that you have understood what I meant.
Okay.
And he was like, no, this is not how you should be saying it, like correcting my grammar for Hindi and English.
I see. Gotcha. Alrighty. Cool. Fair enough. Question number 3. I would like you for you to tell me one thing that is on your bucket list, like something you've always wanted to do, whether it's travel somewhere, do skydiving, whatever it is. What's one thing at the top of your bucket list?
Either skydiving or bungee jumping.
Ooh, nice. You're very brave, I have to say. Very brave. I haven't done either of those, but I have done, what's the one where you're attached to the back of a boat? Paragliding. I have done that, though, which is good fun. That was very good fun. Right, okay, cool. Question number 4, so 2 more to go. What is the best holiday that you both have been on together?
Brazil.
Brazil? Oh, nice. When was that? Was it honeymoon or was it something else?
Yes, it was our 15th honeymoon.
Oh, so 15th anniversary, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Perfect. And last but not least, can you tell me a movie, a film that you have seen lots and lots of times that you could watch over and over again?
3 Idiots.
Nice. Good choice of film. Good choice. I think a lot of people would agree with you on that one. Okay, cool. Perfect. Right. I've got the 5 answers now. So, whenever you're ready, call back Chandan. And while you do that, it's enough time for me to tell everyone out there, if you want to take part in the couples challenge, why not get involved? Just drop me a WhatsApp during the show. And if you and your partner fancy having a laugh, then of course you can do exactly what Chandan and Rochika are doing right now. So, Rochika, is Chandan there?
Yes, he is there.
Okay, perfect. Hand over the phone to him.
Hello.
Hello there. How are you, my friend?
Yeah, not bad.
Excellent. So, by the way, we heard from Rochika, but just a question for you as well. What also is a secret to a healthy long marriage that you two have had?
I think I trust her more than I'll trust her with my life. That's it.
Nice. I love that. Trust. Simple word, one word, trust. And you both have that in masses, which is wonderful. All right. So while you left the room, I asked Rochika 5 questions about herself. I'm going to ask you the same 5 questions, and I'd like you to give me the answer you think she gave. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I asked Rochika to name her favourite choice of naughty food or snack that she has. Whenever she feels like she's got a craving, what does she normally have?
I guess something, a chicken kind of snack or,
So you
something chicken.
So, you think something chicken? Okay, cool, no problem at all.
Yeah.
All right, question number 2. What is a bad habit that she has that you absolutely hate? So she gave me her answer. I asked her the same thing. She gave me her answer. What do you think she said about a habit that she has that you hate?
It's not the habit, but it's something that she lacks that I absolutely hate. her knowledge of language. So I come from the place in India where I like my language. I come from UP that is known for Hindi. And yeah, I hate when she is not as perfect there.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. No problem at all. Question number 3. I asked Ruchika to name me one thing that's on her bucket list. So something that she's always wanted to do, like a particular place she's wanted to travel to, a particular adventure or something. What do you think she said was at the top of her bucket list?
Would she have said paragliding or that kind of sport? Because we are going to India this December and we are going to do that. So could that be the answer?
Okay, cool. No worries. We'll go over the answers in a little while, right? So you think paragliding,
okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Perfect. Question.
Something of those sorts, yeah.
All right, perfect. No problem at all. Question number 4. I asked her, what was her favourite choice of holiday that you both have been on together so far?
That I'm confident. Rio de Janeiro.
Wait, so where was that?
Rio de Janeiro.
Okay,
Brazil.
cool. Yeah, perfect. Perfect.
Yeah.
And what was that, a special occasion or something?
Yeah, we went there for our 15th anniversary.
Beautiful.
So that has to be the one.
Okay, cool. No worries. And last but not least, I asked her to tell me a name a film that she can watch. She's watched lots of times already, and she just could watch over and over again. What do you think she said?
That's a very close contest between Dangal and Three Idiots. But if I had to pick one, it will be Three Idiots, but by the narrowest of the margins.
I love it. Very absolute specificity. I love it. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Well, all right. So you've answered all 5 questions. And if you'll just give me a minute, I'm going to use my complex calculations to try and tot up the score. So, all right, cool. So I have the score. How well do you think you did out of 5?
Sure, I'm pretty sure about the last 2. The third one, I'm semi there. The second one, semi there. And first one, I think I flunked it.
All right, cool. Well, I'm going to put you out of your misery. Are you ready?
Yeah.
You scored, technically, 3.5 out of 5. That's not bad. That's pretty good. That's very good, actually.
I'll take it. Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah.
All right, so let me tell you what she said. So question 1 is the one you actually got fully wrong. She said ice cream was her favourite snack.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
would you say that? Okay, cool, right. You said obviously something chickeny, but all right. Question 2, the bad habit, exactly that. She said the same thing as well. The language thing, saying things wrong. Question number 3, the bucket list. You were very close, so this is the one I give you half a mark for. She actually said skydiving or bungee jumping, and we actually, when we were on the phone, we talked about paragliding as well when you weren't there, so that was quite interesting as well. So you're going to be doing that, which is fantastic. And then the last 2 you got spot on: Brazil, Rio de Janeiro, and Three Idiots. So well done to you both. Ruchika, are you there as well?
Yeah.
Now, what do you think about your husband getting 3.5 out of 5 after 21 years?
I think that's good score.
I think it's a good.
That's good.
I think it's a very good score as well. I'm very impressed with that as well.
Yes.
And that has been the couples challenge. Now, listen, if you wanted to, you could come back next week and we could reverse it. So the next week, Ruchika leaves the room and Chandan stays, and then we see the score the other way. Are you guys up for that?
Yes, of course.
All right,
Would
cool.
love to do that.
Chandan, are you up for that as well, to see how well your wife does?
Yes, I am. All in.
Brilliant. And if you guys are okay with it, we're going to add this to the podcast as well, so that and I'll send you the link to it as well, so you can listen to it and share it with your friends and family as well.
Yep. Let's set.
Ruchika, Chandan, you sound like a beautiful couple. Congratulations and happy wedding anniversary. 21 years. It's absolutely incredible, and that deserves a big round of applause in itself. So well done to you both. Thank you so much for coming on the Couples Challenge. And I'm going to put you back on hold, so stay there. Don't go anywhere. But ladies and gentlemen, that is pretty much how it is done. Would you like a go at the Couples Challenge? How well do you think you know your partner? Let's put it to the test.
Catch our love guru, Amit Soda, between 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. every Sunday for that chill out zone.